Hi, freaky friends. This is Colleen.
And this is Margaret.
And we're the Cousins Weird. It's a Christmas time is here.
We're only, 2 weeks in?
We are back. Can you believe it? So,
Colleen's birthday's tomorrow.
My birthday's tomorrow. It'll be a whole 46 years ago, I popped out into the world.
Your poor mother. Colleen's had a giant head.
Colleen still has a giant head. She's always had a giant head. My poor mom. All of us main children have giant heads.
It's her fault.
Huh?
I know, it's like a combo.
My dad's baby picture, my dad had a big head. But my mom and dad grew into their heads. And my brothers and I all have big heads still. I don't know what that's about, but probably the combination of the two heads. Yeah, a bunch of big-headed people. Margaret and I have been MIA a bit because...
of shit.
A lot of stuff, like sicknesses.
And then out of town.
And I had to go away for work, and it was just too hectic. But we're back.
We are back.
And we missed it.
We did.
And we missed each other.
We did.
We did get to hang out for Sparkle Weekend together.
We did.
It wasn't a lot, because it was busy. But
and it was a lot of people there.
It was a lot of people there.
It was insane.
It was almost too many people. It made me a little nervous. But It was pretty and fun. And I can't wait to get my snowman ornament.
I can't wait to get my round blue and yellow ornament that I made.
That was pretty.
I wanted one that I could hang up all year. Like the old-fashioned, what they used to call a witch ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one I made last year I have in my window in my house all year. I love it.
Yeah. Next year I'm going to make a green one with white.
Yeah, good idea. Christmas is coming. The goose is getting fat.
Please do put a penny in the old man's hat.
I was waiting for you to finish it for me.
I had to do it in my head.
You're like, wait.
And honestly, that's all from the John Denver Christmas Muppets. That's a Christmas Together. Yeah. One of the most fantastic Christmas albums ever made. We had it on record. Piggy pudding. Ba-dum, bum, bum.
Whenever I...
So bring us a piggy pudding.
You know, the song Santa Baby.
Uh-huh.
Every time in that song, I always, for some reason, I turn it to Miss Piggy. I'm like, ba-dum, bum, bum. And I do it every time.
She did that in a 5 12 Days of Christmas.
Yes, she did. Yes. I know, but when I hear Santa Baby, it makes me think of sultry Miss Piggy.
I
for
hate
some
that
reason.
song.
I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, there are a few Christmas songs I loathe, and Santa Baby is one, and It's Cold Outside is the other one because it's rapey.
It is rapey.
I
also still like it.
I don't like it.
And when you listen to it, it's terrible, really. But I still sing right along to it.
Oh,
you know what one I don't like is that all I want for Christmas is my tree.
Oh, I hate that one
and
too.
It whistles, and they whistle
like
through the whole thing.
It's awful.
It's terrible.
I hate
it. Makes me so mad. I like a good Christmas carol.
Santa Baby.
I'm not a big Santa Baby, but I will sing along to that also.
For me.
It's
no
dirty.
Thanks. It's
she tells them to trim her tree. We know what you mean.
Ew.
We know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we do.
I don't want Santa trimming me. However, remember that thing I sent you?
That's awful.
It says
Daddy December.
Yeah, that Santa Claus translate. What was it? I can't remember.
Irish
translation literally means Daddy December, and then someone made him all like handsome, and they
made him look like a Chippendale. He's Santa from the beard, and then it has his like coat open, and he's got like abs and pecs, and I'm like,
Daddy December.
No, that's not.
I don't like it.
I
didn't like it.
I didn't like it either.
But I had to send it to Margaret because I didn't like it.
Oh my God, that's hilarious, and I'm feeling really gross.
I feel icky.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know how I feel now. Oh, golly. My birthday is tomorrow, which is the 15th.
Which then we're like 10 days to Christmas. And I have barely started my Christmas shopping.
I'm basically done.
I hate you.
But good thing I did, because my car died, my phone died, I had to buy a new car.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able, no one would have a Christmas if I didn't already have it done.
I know.
They would be like, no money left for Christmas. Yule's coming. Winter solstice.
You will love it.
You'll love it. I made a Yule log last night, and that was so much fun. And
Margaret
wanted to, but she had to go to a child's concert.
My 5th grader is in band, and the band concert was last night, and it kind of like, how was the band concert? I go, long. Oh, it was kind of painful and loud.
Yes. Band concerts for young children are never...
Like, chorus concerts with little kids are awesome.
Cute.
They're adorable, these little voices singing.
Yeah, cute every time.
Band is just like... Oh, and then like the middle school band was like a third of the band is percussion. And it was like there were 9 children on the stage, all playing different percussion. They had 2 bass drums,
all playing different songs. At the same time.
And it was like after it's done, the person behind me goes, "I don't think I know that song." I go, "I don't think it was just one song."
I think there was more than one song.
I think it was I don't think they knew what they were playing. Because it was like the drums were... They had 2 timpani drums, 2 big bass drums. There was the bells, like the xylophone. Yeah. There was somebody playing glasses with water in them.
They just made up stuff. And then they're like, what can we hit? We have too many kids that want to do it. What things can we have them hit?
And my daughter plays drums, but she's in 5th grade. So, like, they played, like, 2 songs, right? 4th grade is the new kids. They played 1 song, right? And it's painful. Perfect. But it's fine. It was Jingle Bells. It was one way through, and it was done. And I was like, okay. Then middle school jazz band.
Jazz.
Okay.
Band, first of all.
It was like 2 songs. It's fine. Middle school band, painful. The stage was full of children, and they were all playing something different. And I'm like, they're not watching the people directing the band, because it was like randomly playing. And you're just like, and you don't want to be mean because these are kids learning, and it's fine. I understand, but I was just like, wow, that was painful. Like,
how many songs?
There was like 2 or 3. Oh. It wasn't too many. But then we hit high school jazz band. And in the program, they had 3 songs. They played like 8 songs.
That's awful.
And it didn't get done.
Was one of the songs like a mixture of a bunch of songs or something?
Yes. And it was like 6 people playing saxophone.
Oh, God.
And the funny thing is, I hate saxophone, and that's what I played in school in band. I played tenor sax.
I hate the saxophone.
I played it all throughout my senior year. I mean, I went to All-State. I played the NYSSMA solos. Yeah. I did everything. I never brought that instrument home and played it at home. And I only played it in band, and then as soon as I graduated, I didn't own one. I used the school instrument and have not picked it up since.
You never touched it.
I had no desire.
Right.
I don't care. Like,
you're like, I did it.
I wonder if I can still play it. I don't even remember the. It's like one of those things where it's so inconsequential. I just did it to be in band, right? I don't even remember fingering, like, what notes would go where.
Fingering.
I don't remember fingering. Not in band.
We're like 13-year-old boys.
But I played the piano, and I didn't even have professional lessons playing the piano. I could still go up to a piano and play it.
Right.
Saxophone?
Saxophone, no.
My brain was like, we don't need this information.
We don't need that.
Let's purge that.
Let's purge that because we hate it.
Because we hate it, yeah. And I'm like, I'm playing this instrument I hate. But it's okay. It's fine.
It was something to do in high school.
It was something to do. I was more of a chorus and drama. And I had to be I just was that kid that needed to be in band.
Right.
And I think of what it was is I wanted to play the violin, and they did not offer string instruments at school, so I just didn't care.
We're like, give me something.
Yeah, I'll just play whatever. Okay, I can't play what I want to play, so I'll just play whatever you need me to play.
I wasn't in band, but I took trombone. I wasn't band in elementary and in junior high.
You played a couple instruments. Yeah. Colleen she actually had trombone lessons and piano lessons. Yeah. And when we were adults, Colleen took cello and I took violin.
The one thing that I liked the most to play was when I taught myself the guitar, and I liked that best because you could sing along, and it was fun. It's a party. I haven't played in so long.
I know. I have an acoustic guitar, and I haven't picked it up in a long time. I think I would enjoy playing bass more.
Yeah.
I would like bass.
Yeah.
I want to play.
Max wants to do bass.
I want to play standard bass, a double bass. I want to play the big one, like the Stray Cats.
That's
boom, boom, like
2 times taller than you.
I want to hold it and stand there and pluck it and dance around.
Margaret just stand on it.
Yeah. Devil Makes 3 that shit.
Yeah. Oof. So, you want to do this?
I do.
Okay.
See, we haven't been here for a while, so we had to catch up and talk about...
I'm going to do a Christmassy folklore.
Woohoo!
This one's from Greece.
Nice.
Yeah. This is about Kallikantzaroi. Oh, let me see if I can say this right. I spelled it out phonetically, so I would say it right.
Yeah, I do that too.
Kallikantzaroi. They are small, I can't say that word.
Malevolent?
Thank you.
Okay.
Creatures in Greek folklore.
So they're malevolent. They're mischievous and mean.
They're mischievous and mean, and they're hideous.
Ooh, I love me a hideous thing.
Yeah. They are chthonic, which means they reside in the underworld. Some call them minions of the devil. I mean, that's just what everyone wants on
Christmas,
isn't it? They despise humanity
course they do.
They cannot walk the surface of the earth until the period of time between Christmas Eve and January 6th.
Oh.
The 12 days of Christmas. Mm-hmm. Is when the Kallikantzaroi roam the earth. In the center of the earth, they spend the rest of the year sawing away at the tree of the world in hopes to cut it down, and it will cause the earth to collapse upon itself, and all humanity will die.
I've heard of this before.
Yeah, well, that's what they do. They're down there gnawing and sawing at it. Some things say gnawing, which makes it even more horrifying. And other things say sawing. So whichever one you want to think about.
Gnawing. I'm going with gnawing because it's more sinister.
Yeah.
They're using their teeth. Like,
in Greece, Christmas isn't just celebrated on the day. They do the 12 days of Christmas. So from Christmas Eve until the Epiphany, which is when the wise men visit Jesus. If you're a Christian, that's what the January 6th is. It's supposed to be a time of celebration and feasting, which pisses off the Callies. We'll call them Callies, because I can't say that word that many times throughout this.
Right.
I won't say it right.
Look, I got it right the first time, and that's all you get.
That's all you're getting. We're going to call them Callies.
Okay.
Okay? There's Kalli. It's the first part. We're calling them that. Or we call them Roy. Whatever one you want. But anyway. Roy. So the Callies, that pisses them off. They're like, you're having a good time? You like it? Are you having a party? Guess what? So this is when they like to come up and... Well, the reasons why they're able to do this at this time, because they can't walk the earth any other time. It's thought of that during the time when Jesus was born, to January 6th,
but
he wasn't baptized yet.
But Jesus wasn't born on December 25th.
I know, Margaret, because we'll see as we go on how Christianity swept in and took over another pagan thing.
Yeah.
This is where it all boils down to. But they're saying, the Greeks say, the reason why they could walk the earth is because Jesus wasn't baptized yet. He couldn't save the earth from evil. So it's the only time when they could come above. Because January 6th not only was when the wise men, the Magi, saw Jesus, it's also later on when he was baptized. So he couldn't protect humanity because he was not baptized. Even though he's the son of freaking God.
And he's an infant.
Again, he's an infant. It said that the waters are unbaptized or unclean.
Okay.
Real dramatic.
Yes, it sounds it.
So the Calli, they live in darkness all year round. Obviously, in the center of the earth, there's not a lot of light. So they're kind of blind. They don't like the light. They're afraid of light, fire, and holy water. Don't like any of it. Don't like it. So they want to get in people's homes, and they wait till after dark, obviously, because it's nighttime and they can't go out in the light. And they wait till your ready? I'm going to say it. Hearth fire.
Yay!
The hearth fire went out. And they would get in any way they could. Down chimneys, through keyholes, little cracks in the wall. They could get in any way they could, and they wanted to get inside your house. Now, their appearance is different depending on where you live. So region to region, it's slightly different. They often have a mix of animal body parts, like monkeys, goats, and horses.
That sounds horrible.
They are very hairy and always ugly.
I would think with all those different animals mushed together, they probably would not be attractive. They're like real life wuzzles.
Yeah.
Do you remember the wuzzles?
Yes.
They're so weird. It's like, one of those weird moments of your childhood just had a flashback. I had a ton of those playthings. Yes. Like the little plastic ones.
Yeah, the little plastic ones.
Had Moosel.
Moosel.
Moose
The whole thing is weird.
And Butterbear. Hoppopotamus.
Oh my god, you remember all the
Rhinoki. And there was a tiger butterfly. What was his? No, that was Butterbear.
No.
Was there a tiger one?
I think you're thinking of Shirt Tails. There was a tiger in that.
Oh yeah.
Well,
anyway, sorry. The
Wuzzles. It's fine. The Wuzzles, and this is a
Wuzzle.
grotesque.
We could call it, instead of calling them cows, we'll call them Wuzzles.
Callie Wuzzles. Callie Wuzzles. Yeah, they're always ugly. They're always grotesque. Really, is what people say. They're grotesque.
They're grotesque.
Sometimes they're described as bigger than a person or taller. Sometimes they're smaller with large heads, and they always have a terrible odor. They're gnawing at the tree of the world.
Yeah, they're
in the
hairy,
middle of the earth.
They're
hairy,
animals.
they're stinky.
They're bad.
Yeah. Sometimes they're described as hairy goat men. Man goats.
Man goats!
With cloven hooves, sharp fangs, and claws. So there's always, it's terrifying. Impish, elf-like, but they're more of a troll. Think of troll. Yeah. You don't want anything to do with it.
Grumpy old troll who was under the tree.
He gnaws on the world tree.
Sorry, my oldest watched a lot of Dora the Explorer when he was young, and yeah, it's like that song is embedded in my brain for all of eternity. Never, ever, ever. It's there forever.
There's a book written by John Tompkins, and it's called Haunted Greece, Nymphs, Vampires, and Other Exotica. He describes what they do on Earth. So he says that Kallikantzaroi, I can't say it was Callies, cause mischief. They imitate people. They urinate in flower beds. They spoil food. They tip things over, and they break furniture.
You urinate in flower beds?
I think of every time I was reading this. Remember the thingamajig books?
Yes.
I think of they're like thingamajigs. They're just no manners at all.
No, the twits.
The twits.
Do you remember the twits? Roald Dahl, the twits?
I thought the twits and the thingamajigs, aren't they the same thing?
Probably, but I know Roald Dahl wrote that book. The Twits was my favorite book.
Well, that's what they are. They're twits.
The Twits. They're hairy, and they don't wash, and they have dirty teeth.
And they pick their nose.
Yeah. And he keeps food in his beard to eat later.
Yes. Same idea.
Same idea.
They trample anyone that gets in their way. They break into mills, eat flour, and then foul the rest by defecating in it.
Nice.
They're little assholes. In houses, they break furniture. They eat and drink your food for the holiday. They defecate all over the place. They're just in your house shitting all over. Just shitting everywhere. Eating your food and shitting like a little mouse, but big.
Like a dog that's not trained.
Yes.
Crap all over.
Eat all your food.
They're not hurting anybody. They're just making things really gross and making a lot of work.
They do try to kill people in their beds.
Oh, okay. Then
by sitting on their chest and leaving them half suffocated and nearly dead of fright. This book describes. Yeah. So they're a good time, really. You really just want them around.
They sound like that drunk homeless person your drunk homeless friend that you let stay with you for a week or two. You invite them to spend the night and they stay
They don't
year.
leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what they do. And like we think of Christmas time and we think of elves helping Santa and the elves gonna come. In Greece, they're terrified. This horrible creature's gonna come into my house and shit everywhere. And it's almost suffocating me, and I can't handle it. And for 12 days, I gotta worry about this. Yeah.
Oh man, they're gonna shit in your food, and they're gonna shit on your floor.
They're gonna shit. They're gonna eat all your food and shit all over your house.
They're gonna shit the food they just stole from you out.
And then they're gonna break your furniture and then sit on your chest while you're sleeping. They probably smell
like shit.
Like shit. Now, in Crete, it is believed that they carry a cradle made of thorns on their back that they would put the babies in they steal. Apparently, they steal babies, too.
That's great.
To take back to the caves in daylight to drink their blood.
Nice.
They're not things... Like, that's horrifying.
Is this where the QAnon got their ideas from?
Maybe. Yeah, blood drinking, yeah. They're known also to tie people up and torture them and force women to dance and kidnap or assault them. What? These are little fuckers.
Terrible.
Yeah. They say you better stay inside at night during those 12 days.
Well, they can get in your house anyway.
Well, there's ways to protect your house.
Oh, okay.
But don't go outside and wander around because you're going to run into them. If you do, they're going to ask you a question. Now, you need to know the code. They're going to say hemp or lead. That's all they say to you. If you say hemp, you'll get let go. Why? I don't know. It doesn't say. Just say it. If they say lead, you're going to get attacked. They're going to tie you up and torture you, assault you, do something to you, shit on you. I don't know. Shitting is probably involved, though, I'm assuming.
There's crap going on you somewhere.
Yeah.
They're going to crap on you.
And they're not very smart. They're just like big, oafy, gross things. They have a leader. In some of the regions, there's a leader called the lame demon because he limps around. He's a little smarter than the rest, but he tries to organize them to be more organized in their disruption, but it doesn't work because they're all a bunch of idiots wandering around. But he rides around on a rooster because that makes sense. No explanation of why the rooster is involved.
Because roosters are ornery and mean, and they crap all over.
They do crap all over, so maybe that's like...
They like it because they like to crap.
So, I guess if you're smaller than a human riding a rooster, but if you're one of the big ones, so whatever region that in, they must be little in that region.
Right.
Because if you can't ride a rooster, if you're taller than a human, you just can't. And if you do, you're killing it.
Right. They've got to be little.
Yeah. Now, babies that are born between Christmas Eve and the 6th, during those 12 days, right? They're said to transform into one of the Callies. Like, kind of like a werewolf transformation. And it's said that Christmas Eve is what evokes that transition into the Callie. Now, the only way to save your baby that was born between the 26th of December, or the 24th of December and the 6th, from becoming a Callie was to bind the baby with tresses of garlic or straw and then singe their toenails.
What?
And I looked it up and I'm like, is singed what I know what singed is. It's like burning, right?
Yes.
And I was like, is there other meanings for that? Because that doesn't make sense. But apparently,
I've singed my fingernails before lighting matches with the little cardboard
Yes.
ones, and it smells terrible. Can you imagine doing that to your baby?
You do it to their toenails.
Well, you let them grow out real long, obviously.
You're letting them grow out before you do that. Now, how can you protect your home from them entering? Since they're not smart, kind of evil, you're going to leave a colander. That's not how you say that word.
Yep.
Okay. I always think I'm saying it wrong, but I'm not. On your doorstep. Now, they only can count to 2. And there's more than 2 holes in a colander. Mm-hmm. They also feel that the number 3 is, holy, because the Holy Trinity is 3. So they can't say 3, because they'll die if they do. Because this all really makes logical sense.
I love this time of year for the folklore aspect of it. It's so much fun.
It's ridiculous.
It's so much fun.
So what they do, you put the colander out, and then they start counting, but they only can get to 2, so they keep going back over again. And it all night long, they're like 1, 2. Wait, 1, 2. Wait, 1, 2. And they do it all night long until the sun starts to come up, and then they're like, oh, I have to go back to my cave because I can't be on the sunshine because I can't be in the light. So it just distracts them from entering your home. All you gotta do is pull a colander out on your doorstep, and you could confuse them enough for them not to come in. Another way is on Christmas Eve, you mark your front door with a black cross.
Lamb's blood.
Yeah. You could hang a pig jawbone or a holly branch over your doorway. Random things. I just make things up.
I'm gonna get you a pig's jawbone to hang on your door.
I'm hanging above my door.
It's festive.
I'm celebrating Christmas.
Maybe we'll have your mom paint some holly on the pig jawbone.
There, you have 2.
And it's like 2 in 1. You can tie some holly to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could recite the Holy Trinity prayer. I guess I don't know if to do it for the whole 12 days all night long. I don't know.
You'd be real tired by the end of that.
I know. Now, they're afraid of fire. So you really want to keep that Yule log burning in your fire. See how they're tying in the pagan Nordic stuff?
Yeah.
Into your fireplace for all 12 nights, because they can't at least come down your chimney for that. That required someone to be awake to make sure the fire stayed. Now, for good measure, if you really want to scare them off, you throw a smelly shoe in that fire. They don't want to come in.
That'll scare everybody out.
You're going to want to move out also. But the Callies aren't getting in.
No.
Some homes want to make them happy, so they'll leave them alone. So they'll leave the offering outside. Now, because the Callies are afraid of fire, they cannot cook their own food, so they live off fresh, raw flesh. And they like worms and frogs and things like that.
Gross.
Which is very much like a twit, right? They eat gross things, too.
Oh, they eat like pigeon crow pie. Like the cooked crows in a pie. But
they love cooked food if they can get it. So that's why they come break into your home to get their food. So their favorite thing is a roast pork, and they love wine. I mean, they won't turn down liquor in general. They'll drink liquor. But
it's just so you need these things that run around drunk.
Now, some people might think, oh, give them lots of liquor, they'll pass out. But no. They can just drink a lot. And they can just keep drinking, and they get more rambunctious. So you don't want to get them drunk. But you might want to leave some roast pork out there, give them a little wine, schmooze them up. Maybe they'll leave you alone.
They'll keep coming back.
Yeah. Well, in Cyprus, they like to leave out sausage and fried dough as an offering for them. So that's the thing, you just throw it out your door.
I know Richard be going around.
I know Richard's like, ooh.
Sausage and fried dough? This is like personal. This is so nice of them to leave it after me.
Now, on January 6th, they get scared off back to the center of the earth because Jesus is going to be baptized. And And Orthodox priests will come around and bless homes with holy water, splashing it with sprigs of basil. So that scares them. They're like, all right, gotta go back. So they all go back to the center of the earth, and they check on that world tree that they had been gnawing on all year. And sure enough, in those 12 days, that tree grew back whole again. So they got to start the process all over again. So their whole life is dedicated
to an episode of futility.
Yes. It is just constant gnawing at that tree, coming up, eating, shitting all over you, going back, trees healed, gnawing at the tree again. So that's just what their existence is. Now, no one really knows the exact origin of the Kalli, and it's believed that it stems from pagan traditions that were adapted to fit into Christianity. Like many things that all our things we've ever talked about with the history of religion, the history of holidays we celebrate, were all pagan that Christianity took and made Christian and used the things to try to make assimilation better. It's found in folklore in the Balkans, Albania, Serbia, Bulgaria, Bosnia, Cyprus, and Turkey and Greece. So there's bits of that all over the place of these Kalli whatevers. Now, their fear of light make them a figure of darkness. So they really made them evil, awful things, right? Which is a contrast to what Jesus is. He brings you the light. And usually these types of things in folklore, like we've talked about before, like the Yule lads and the Yule cat. Yeah. It's all like to scare kids to be good, or or a woman should know her place kind of scare tactics, right? Well, this one doesn't really have that. There's like no moral story about keeping your house clean, or you're gonna get something.
Yeah, because like the gnome ones last year, like they don't like it if your house is dirty, then they won't help you and you'll have bad luck.
Yeah, or like Krampus is gonna come and take you to hell if you don't behave. Right. This doesn't have that, but Nicholas Politis is the father of Greek folklore, apparently. He said that the Kallikantzaroi may refer to how early Christians would describe pagan carnival goers, because they often would wear animal costumes and maybe get a little drunk and maybe cause a little trouble. So they were like villainizing. It was a way of villainizing anyone who wasn't Christian. So coming up with this evil thing that kind of represented what pagans were at that time.
Right.
And showing off the contrast of good and evil and how Jesus was the bringer of light and these were the dark creatures. And so that's where it was like a way of Christianity villainizing pagans. So that's where they think maybe it all stemmed from. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
So I want to tell you about, in the folklore, there are lots of these different mischievous Kallikantzaroi. And they're like, they have different names. And I'm going to tell you about the names. This is the fun part. They all have own names.
Because it wasn't fun up until now.
It wasn't fun until now. Depending on which story you read, the names may differ slightly, but this is the list of names I got. So I'm probably going to butcher these names because they're Greek and I'm not Greek and I can't speak Greek. So, Katachanas. They can't stop eating. He can't get enough, and he eats everything in sight. He also stinks something awful.
He's another type of this cow.
He's a specific one.
Oh, okay.
These are names of specific ones.
Oh, okay.
Magaris. It's like it's you. It's
yeah.
Magaris has a big fat drum-like belly and leaves terrible, filthy smells all over people's food. Terrible, filthy smells. What is he shitting on him? What is he doing? Aren't you glad you didn't take a drink?
Oh my god! It's like he's like one of those dogs that needs his anal gland.
Yes!
He's like squeezing his anal gland out of stuff.
Fungus ass.
A terrible, filthy smell. Oh my god.
Malaganis is a slick one. He craves attention and will do anything to get it. He deceives children with sweet words, enabling him to filch their sweets from them. So he steals kids' candy. He's a little jerk.
Nice. Jerk?
Yeah. This one is called Protos. He's stocky, short-legged, clumsy, ugly, and dangerous to know. He hides away all day, and at night he goes out and teases women. So he's probably one of the ones that assaults and kidnaps women and makes them dance with him. Nice. Yeah. Kallikantzaroi is lame hunchback with a weakness for pancakes and honey. Which, that's not so bad.
I have a weakness for pancakes.
Yeah.
More waffly.
Malaperda. If housewives forget to make sure the lids are on pans while cooking food, Malaperda will grab that chance to urinate over what's been cooked.
Nice.
So that one will piss in your food.
Nice.
Colovellonis is as long as a string of macaroni with a tail that ends in an arrow and can easily pass through keyholes, sieves, and colander holes. He's extremely agile and fast in his movements, so the colander probably doesn't confuse him. He just slides through it into the house.
Right.
This one is called Paroritis. Has a long, soft nose like an elephant. He shows up shortly before the rooster crows and has a giant talent of mimicking people's voices. I don't like stuff like that. For some reason, when they can mimic people, I don't like it.
I don't either.
Catsipordieris. Goatfoot.
Goatfoot?
Goatfoot is the boss. Vicious, miserable, rude, lazy, and bald with a goat's leg. Wherever he goes, he brings disaster. Planetarium. Planet deceives people because he has the ability to transform into an animal. One's called Slot Machine, which I'm like, what? How do you know what slot machines are? Slot has one short arm and one long arm. He often becomes terribly confused and falls about all over the place. Batrachochus is huge and looks like a frog. Oh, that'd be your nightmare.
It would be. Yuck.
Compsognathus has huge teeth which hang over his lips. He likes to make fun of priests, and that's why he usually wears a fake priest hat.
Oh, nice.
Paganos is lame, said to have become so from a kick from Maro's donkey, who was a village girl who was once chased by Paganos because he wanted her to be his wife, and she was like, fuck that. She ran and hid in the flour bags that she had loaded on her donkey, and managed to escape, and the donkey kicked Paganos in the head, and now he's like kind of dumb.
Good.
Extra dumb, yeah.
He needs to be kicked in the head. He's
so those are some of the specific ones that have names and characteristics. And like I said, like depending on where you lived, there was different, like some of them look like a centaur, some of them look like trolls. And I think more modern versions of them, like depending on where you lived, they look differently. And I think sometimes in folklore now, they're more of like impish and mischievous and not so deadly, and they look more like a troll. But in the TV show Grimm, there's an episode that has one in it. And they also, in the Greek translation of Harry Potter, the Gringotts goblins are called whatchamacallits.
Right.
That's
so
their
like,
translation in there.
So
like a goblin.
They're like a goblin.
So they're like a goblin. So
they're more like a goblin, like a hairy goblin.
Yeah, hairy, gross, just grotesque, shitting goblin that comes and shits in your house and makes you dance with them, apparently. So that's the Kallikantzaroi. There, I did it. Kallikantzaroi!
Yay!
So they're like,
horrible,
horrifying and awful, and poor children of Greece were just trying to have Christmas, and they had to worry about these horrifying things coming in and shitting, eating all their yummy food and shitting in their house.
I have a funny story. When Jackson was little, we told him that Santa's reindeer pooped chocolate-covered peanuts. And then the girl, her name was Bridget, she worked in the kitchen at the Mustard Seed. She made these little chocolate peanut clusters, and she shook like powdered sugar on top of them. And we bought a bunch of them, and we set them around the house on Christmas Eve. They were delicious. So the reindeer shit all over
your house.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Love it.
They were kind enough to shit on a little wax paper.
Oh,
that
well,
nice?
That was nice.
That's
yeah.
nice of them.
Looks like they're pre-toilet papered. Like they put the toilet paper.
We also said that the Easter Bunny, he poops jelly beans.
Oh, of course, the Easter Bunny poops.
So you can eat jelly beans. Just don't eat regular rabbit poop, but Easter Bunny poop is totally okay.
No, you don't want to eat that because sometimes it looks like melted malt balls. And they don't taste the same, though.
They really don't.
You don't want to eat that, no. So that was a festive, fun Christmas episode for us. And if you would like to see pictures of these grotesque, smelly, shitting creatures, you would head to our Facebook and Instagram, where we share these grotesque images with you. For our episodes, and we share episodes on there so that you can share them with your friends. Because the more you share us, the more we are out there into the universe for other people to find us.
Yes, and
we haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, and if you would like to reach out to us, you can send us a direct message through Facebook or Instagram, or you can send us an email at thecousinsweird@gmail.com. Yeah, tell us if you have a funny story you'd like to share with us. We actually are trying to get people to contact us. We'd like to have a listener tale episode, but we would like to have our listeners on the episode with us.
Yeah.
We'd like to either do like a live, you can either do it in person or we could do Skype.
Or you can even, if you have a story to tell and you just want to record it and send it to us,
also
you could do that too. But we would like to be able to talk to you.
Yeah, because that's like what makes them fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hit us up. Let us know.
Do you have any crazy Christmas traditions that your family does? Like, we had, like, Needle Nose, the elf would come and spy on us, which was kind of creepy.
I was afraid. My mom had this spider plant in the living room, and I swore that elf lived in there. Swore it.
Yeah, and the elf on the shelf that people do, like, that's a commitment, man.
I don't do that with my kids.
I know, but that's, like, can you imagine having to think of something every day?
Yeah, I'm not.
Your Margaret's like, no, we don't do that.
We don't.
We don't participate.
We have a Christmas tree and stockings, and that is...
You're getting so... That's what you get.
They want to get in the spirit and go to my mother's house, where she redecorates her entire freaking house.
She does.
And it's beautiful, but it's like... It takes her forever.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's going to take you a year to get all this stuff up, and then a year to get it all down.
I know. By the time you take it down, it's time to put it back up again.
I know!
She's like the Kallikantzaroi gnawing on the tree all year. It grows back, and she got to do it all over again.
Yeah. She loves it, though.
She does.
Know. It's like, magical. You need some help. No, I'm okay. You can't help her because things have to be done in a certain way.
Yeah.
And that's fine. It's her house. It's her joy. So she stresses herself out, but don't we all?
Yeah, we do in our own way.
We do.
If you want to support our podcast, the best way to do it always is to share our episodes with your friends or tell your friends about us, because if you like us, I bet your friends will too, and we want to meet them.
Yeah, rate us.
Yeah.
And recommend us. Go on your podcast platform and give us a rating and like us and follow us.
Push us out there into the universe. And you can support our podcast at patreon.com/thecousinsweird. For $1 a month, you become a freaky friend and you get a free sticker and bonus content. For $5 a month, you become a terrible trender. You get bonus content, a yearly gift, a free sticker, and a Skype that we need to set up with our Patreons, because we suck at this. But we love you.
We love you.
And we love your support.
We do.
We really do. Thank you for listening, always listening to us, because we just really, you keep us going.
Yes.
And we love you. And we want to do a special Christmas episode. So, I mean, this was a Christmas festive episode, but we want to do a special for Christmas. So, stay tuned.
Yes. And don't forget, stay freaky.
Bye.
Bye.